funeral. Baby looked good in black. That's her mom? Damn, I can work with this.
Martha, with a little bit of love and a whole lot of sass.
You know what, Brian? I will... Oh my God!
What is wrong with you? Of all the moments to be a smug, faux intellectual mess, you chose to behave in a lewd, disrespectful way toward a photograph taken at a funeral, a place meant for grief, dignity, and basic human decency. Turning someone's moment of loss into fuel for your own selfish impulses isn't edgy or ironic. It's just gross, tasteless, and wildly inappropriate. For a guy who never shuts up about morality, literature, and being better than everyone else, you managed to sink to a level that even Quagmire would side-eye. Do better. Start by learning that not everything exists for your gratification, especially not someone else's mourning.
Wait, there's one thing wrong. I asked for cheese!
Let's have a quick chat, kid. One where I talk and you listen. We're trying to have a family feast here. The cheese is melted, the pizza's steaming just right. Everyone's ready to dig into this delightful pie. This is supposed to be a moment full of joy and excitement for the whole family. And then you have the audacity to request cheese rather than the perfect pepperoni pizza displayed right in front of you. Let me explain this in a way your pest-like mind can understand, you little gerbil. For one, that is just plain ungrateful. To have such a delicacy that many people have to sacrifice for right in front of you, just to spit in their faces and request your topping of choice is pure unfiltered disrespect. What if you worked so desperately hard on a Play-Doh pizza for your peers, just for them to ask for it in a different color? Second, it's outrageously unfunny. A time like this requires excitement and joy, not untimed comedic advances. A proper joke requires timing and a solid punchline, not whatever this slop is. Cheap tricks like this might work at the school lunch table, but when it comes to a time like this, it means business. In front of you lies a multitude of delicious and delicately handcrafted slices of pie. This warm food is meant to bring comfort and healing, but your poor excuse of a joke has brought nothing but scars to this family. That's like scraping a blackboard during a calm studying session. What possessed you to ruin a perfectly good moment like that? A joke should add something to the moment, not revoke its entire meaning. What was meant to be a wholesome experience turned into a chaotic event in which people are scavenging to find the punchline. At the cost of this unfortunate and unfunny comedic attempt, I'm sending a fat man straight your way. Remember this moment whenever you try to make an unfunny joke like this again.
Have a seat. I've had enough of your bullshit. Your actions against the leader of the pigs are absolutely disgusting. You decided to stab him in his ass cheeks. He was just trying to walk in his crib, and you decided to do this bullshit to him. This is unacceptable behavior from you four-legged swine. This causes the king to fall and accidentally make a mess on the corporal pig, but for no reason. You threw the king off a cliff into a pile of mud, but then you laugh at his pain. And this was utterly humiliating for King Smooth Cheeks. All you hogs do is take your anger out on other people, never hurt anyone again. You're the scums of Piggy Island, and I'm getting sick of it. This is a warning. Next time, you will become an urban legend.
What's the best way to become stupid again?
I don't know.
To scream, I want to be monkey again!
Listen here, kiddo. Everyone was just going on about their day and spending quality time on the boardwalk until your abysmal attempt at a joke ruined everyone's mood. That joke was not humorous in the slightest bit. In addition to my statement, your joke did not have a solid punchline and was senseless. Why would anyone want to lack knowledge and devolve to an earlier version of their species? That dance you did was ridiculous, and it shows that you have returned to monkey due to how idiotic you appear doing it. Take this as an opportunity to learn from your foolishness and never again do this.
Oops! April Fools, you little sausage! SpongeBob, I was just kidding! Come on, you guys know I was just kidding, right?
Nice job, Squidward. Real nice. You destroyed his favorite holiday. And why? Because he annoyed you at work? That's all it took. I really thought you were better than that. Turns out, you're just a bitter, eight-legged crustacean that likes to feed on the happiness of the weak. Not only was it sickening to the guests, but utterly disrespectful to SpongeBob. You should be ashamed of yourself. Your selfish and ignorant behavior has tarnished Bikini Bottom for far too long. So listen carefully, Squiddy. If leaving the poor little sponge alone is that hard for you, then maybe something is seriously wrong inside your head. Maybe you don't feel things the way normal people do, and perhaps you should help before you hurt someone else. This isn't forgiveness. This is your warning. Don't ever show your face in this Krusty Krab establishment again, or there will be consequences.
Welcome to McDonald's. Will you be eating here or to go?
Yes, I eating here. I have to, yes.
What can I get for you?
Hamburger.
Just the sandwich by itself, then?
Yes, please. A water.
Let me stop you there. Tomoko Evangeline Kuroki. Do you possess even the faintest comprehension of the temporal violence you are presently inflicting upon every soul queued behind you? You stand there, quivering like a poorly calibrated seismograph, asphyxiating this entire establishment with your pathological dithering. A hamburger, a single, unadorned hamburger, an elementary transaction that a reasonably sentient organism should be capable of executing in under 6 seconds. Yet here you remain, paralyzed, mouth half open, pupils dilated in bovine panic, as though the cashier had demanded you solve differential equations in Aramaic while balancing on a greased tightrope. This is not introspection, child. This is obstruction. This is entropy made flesh. You are a walking sabotage of civil order. Every second you squander is a theft from people who arrived prepared. People who understood that society is a fragile lattice of reciprocal efficiency, and that your neurotic solipsism is the crowbar prying it apart. Do you hear the sighs behind you? The muted fury? That is the sound of collective patience, curdling into something far less forgiving. Order, or evacuate the premises. But if you force me to witness one more millisecond of your trembling existential indecision, I will personally ensure that the remainder of your day is remembered as an object lesson in consequences. Speak now.
Some may even say I'm a little too chatty and have this thing called ADHD. If you don't know what that stands for, it's attention, deficit, hyper. Oh, hey, man!
Let's have a little chat, kid. What you said was not funny, and it was never going to be. There was no cleverness behind it, no timing, no thought. It was a shallow attempt at humor that failed the moment it left your mouth. You did not make that joke to entertain anyone. You made it because you wanted attention, even if that attention came from discomfort or secondhand embarrassment. That is not humor, that is noise. ADHD is not a punchline, a gimmick, or a shortcut to laughter. Using it as one shows a lack of understanding and a lack of maturity. Repeating something you heard elsewhere does not make you insightful or bold. It only shows that you did not bother to think for yourself. A joke should have structure, it should have intention, it should give people a reason to laugh. Yours had none of that. It relied entirely on the hope that saying something random or edgy would carry you through. It did not. If people are not laughing, that is not because they did not get it. It is because there was nothing to get. If the room goes quiet, that silence is your answer. Learn the difference between humor and attention-seeking. Learn when to speak and when to stay quiet. And next time you decide to make a joke, put some actual thought into it.
Why is it so hard to pronounce the word rough twice in a row? Good boy.
Listen here, Bartholomew Jojo Simpson. That good boy wasn't a compliment. It was a leash. You didn't struggle with the word rough. You reveled in the chance to turn someone else's stumble into your little entertainment. It's not about pronunciation. It's about control. You love the way a simple sentence can make someone feel smaller, like a trapped animal waiting for the next shove, and you smiled while doing it. Like cruelty is just another trick you've mastered. You don't joke, you degrade. You don't laugh with people, you use them as a stage while you hide behind a smug voice. Keep talking like that and you'll find out something ugly. People don't forget humiliation, they just stop letting you near their world.
This not I want it? Oh,
Listen carefully, kiddo. This is the part where you stop making noise and start absorbing information. Look around you. The whole house is warm, full of laughter. People enjoying the gifts your parents busted their backs to give you. That cozy little Christmas feeling everyone else seems to understand. Yeah, everyone except you. And then there's what you did. That little performance. Ungrateful doesn't even begin to cover it. Do you have any idea how many kids would give anything for an Xbox? Or any console at all? How many would be happy just to get one game? But not you. No, you had to act like the world personally insulted you. Let me explain something slowly, since that seems necessary. Your parents worked hard for this. Harder than you think. And what you gave them in return was embarrassment. So, congratulations. You didn't just ruin a moment. You proved you still have a lot to learn about how the world works.
Hey, Meg! Hanging out with all your friends?
Hey, Will! The ocean's that way!
All right, let's take...
Peter Lowenbry, Griffin, and Christopher Cross. Griffin, this is the moment where your jokes rot in your mouths. You mocked Meg because she was convenient, not because it was funny. That is not humor. It is cowardice, aimed at your own blood. You crossed a line that family is never supposed to touch. This trap is fitting because it strips away your noise and leaves only the truth. You are wrong. You are stupid, and you chose cruelty over decency. Now sit with that and understand how small it makes you.
Somebody help me! I'm sinking!
Hurry! I can't hold it!
Okay, let me just unstrap my baby.
Oh, slipping, sorry.
Brian Edward Griffin, you fucking waste of sperm. I advise you direct your utmost attention towards me, or I will fucking tear you to pieces. I saw exactly what you did. You let that woman drown on purpose. You weren't incapable of helping her. You didn't stop because it was impossible. You stopped the instant you realized she had a child, the moment responsibility showed its face. Because your precious chance at a relationship vanished, and instead of doing what was right, you let her go. Not because you couldn't act, but because your selfish desire outweighed decency. And then, as if that weren't enough, you pretended your hand slipped, pretended it was an accident, pretended you weren't fully responsible. You fucking piece of shit. You are a waste of space on this godforsaken planet. You are a self-serving, manipulative, cowardly dickhead. And right now, in this very second, the truth of who you are is undeniable. If I ever catch you doing shit like this again, you will regret ever showing your face in Quahog. You're lucky that I haven't already torn your soul out from your very being. Brian Edward Griffin.
Hey, baby, how'd you like to share a pair of skates?
sure.
Oh, never mind. Well, you look a lot better from the back.
You jerk!
Oh, hey, baby, you want to go somewhere? Blah, 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 no, no, no.
Glenn Quabblejack. Come over here. We need to have a talk, you scumbag. Glenn, do not try to hide from me. Come on, Glenn. Getting warmer. And warmer. And warmer. Glenn Quagmire, you absolute loser. You go up to a random woman at the store and try to ask her out, but in the exact picosecond she turns around and reveals her appearance. You back down all of a sudden. Wow, you are such a jerk. You insulted her and expressed your utter disgust right in front of her, to her face. Have a little respect, Quagmire. Not only that, but when she turns her back again, you seem to completely disregard just having to try to seduce her again, until you remember the scene from a literal 5 seconds ago. You have the memory of a goldfish. I guess that suits you, because again, it does require a negative amount of IQ to judge a book by. It's cover. You didn't even try to have a chat with her to get to know her better. You apologize. You are a douche, Quagmire. An absolute douche. I am getting disappointed. Gumball Trismegistus, Bartholomew Hyperion, Theophilus, Reginald Watterson. Do you have any conception, any microscopic neuron-level awareness of the cultural embarrassment you have just unleashed upon this room? I stood here, tragically hopeful, believing that you might exercise restraint, wit, or at the very least a primitive understanding of comedic timing. And yet, against all logic and mercy, you chose to utter a skibbity toilet reference with the confidence of a philosopher and the discernment of a dropped spoon. What you produced was not humor. It was an auditory misdemeanor, a syntactic crime scene. That reference was stale before it left your mouth. It has been decomposing on the internet's pavement for months,
and you picked it up, dusted it off, and presented it as if irony alone could resurrect its dignity. Let me be precise. Gumball Octavian Maximilian Eusebius Watterson. Irony is not a substitute for originality. Volume is not a replacement for cleverness. And repetition is not, nor has it ever been, a punchline. What disturbs me most is not that you failed to be funny, but that you appeared pleased with yourself. That smirk suggested belief, faith, hope. And hope, in this context, is the most terrifying thing of all. Now, be silent. You've already said enough.
Yo! This is like the rarest thing in Minecraft, isn't it?
Zechariah Beale, listen to me, now. You were running around in Minecraft, not confused, not rushed, not fighting for your life. You saw a pink sheep, naturally spawned, untouched, one of the rarest passive mobs the game can generate. You didn't just notice it either. You acknowledged what it was. You recognized its rarity out loud. That means this wasn't a mistake or a slip of the hand. This was a fully informed decision, made with complete awareness of what you were about to remove from the world. In that moment, the game handed you something special, not loot, not progress, a moment. A statistical anomaly that most players will never see in their entire time playing. A sheep that could have been fenced in, named, protected, or simply left alone as proof that randomness had briefly favored you. Instead, you chose the most irreversible option possible. You swung, and you erased it. That's the part that matters. You didn't gain anything unique from that action. No advancement popped up. No hidden mechanic rewarded you. You got the same wool and the same food you could have gotten from any ordinary sheep wandering 5 blocks away. You traded rarity for convenience, permanence for impatience, and turned something memorable into something forgettable in seconds. This isn't about skill or strategy. It's about judgment, about recognizing when a sandbox game pauses and silently asks what kind of player you are. And in that moment, Zechariah Beale, you answered by destroying a 1 in thousands occurrence for absolutely nothing special in return. So let this be the takeaway. Next time the game gives you something rare, something fragile, something that doesn't need to be optimized or harvested immediately, pause, think. Because moments like that don't respawn. And when they're gone, all that's left is the choice you made.